Hello, everybody. I'm Simon Preston, and welcome back to Reggae Boys Commentary. This is your platform for everything Jamaican football related. Hope that you all are doing well, and hopefully that you're having a fantastic day. So, as you know, in terms of the videos that I do, I'm a person that goes straight to the point, and this video is no different as well. So that's what we're going to do. Football has come a far way, wouldn't you say? Well, as we know, the game, what we call football today, began in the 1800s. And I know many person would say that we have to go even further back, but it wasn't while you had evidence of people kicking a ball from many, many moons before that. What is associated today as association football or football was the 1800s. And as we know, the father of football, known as Arthur Kinnaird, came up with the rules of the game to what we call the game. And football has come a far way. And I've heard this phrase in university by Canute James, and I'll repeat it again. He says, the more things change, the more they remain the same. And what do I mean by that? Well, football, in terms of what you know today, when you look at formations today, you see 4-3-3, you see 3-4-3. But football, in terms of those systems, those formations, you could say back in the 1870s, in the first ever international football game between England and Scotland, England went with their 1-1-8 formation. So that is eight attackers, a midfield, and one defender. That is what England went, while Scotland went with a 2-2-6. That's what Scotland went with. And in many ways, you could say that tiki-taka started because of Scotland, because Scotland was the start of the pass and move game. England was kick and run. That's essentially what it was. But Scotland and Scottish players were the first to have the format of pass and move, pass and move. And while over time you've seen changes in systems where you have two defenders, three attackers, five forwards, and today 3-4-3, 4-3-3. Has anything changed? Well, the same purpose still remains that the team that scores more goals on the day wins the game. So from that aspect, you have to say the more things change, the more they remain the same. And why is it that I make that point in relation to what you see as the title of this video? Well, the reason for it is because of technology, innovation, and something that can really change the face of football and specifically international football. And what am I referring to? I'm referring to virtual reality. Yes, VR football. So what is it? What is VR? Virtual reality. It is a form of technology where you're using to put yourself in a situation. And of course, we know what technology entails of. You have on that headset on your head, and in the comfort of your home, you're having a training session. Now, we know with international football, we don't have the privilege or the luxury to be in camp every day, every week, because you have international windows. Players are at their clubs 9 months for the year. You know what I'm saying? And in between all of that, of course, you have international windows. So March, June, July, September, October, November. And in those time frames, some of the international windows, you're together for 10 days. And for some international windows, you're there for 4 weeks. So when you put all of that into perspective, right, you have to say that when it comes to international football, what things can you do so that when players come into camp, that you have all of this information and you put it into condense it in a short period of time. Because what you don't want to do is to give so much information that players do not take in all of it or lose focus. And Almiron, the manager of Manchester United, made this statement as well that his team meetings are never longer than 12 minutes. And it's true, you think about the concentration of persons. Think about the concentration span of videos. You know, a person, even on YouTube, think about it. Do you watch videos longer than 10, 15, 20 minutes? Maybe you put the speed to 2.0 so that you can fast track it because you think about the time. So the point I'm making here is that with virtual reality and how football is going and where it is going, we're approaching a stage where the Reggae Boys can have a training session. We have the opportunity to have a training session in the comfort of their own home. So are there teams using this at this point in time? Yes, you do have teams using this. Let me start in club football. Borussia Dortmund, Manchester United, FC Copenhagen over the past decade. And all three clubs have won trophies over the last decade in this aspect of things. In terms of national teams, Norway, Spain, France, all using virtual reality at this point in time because they recognize, these coaches of these national teams recognize that it is a way forward because when they come into camp, they're just going into two training sessions and they're playing a game. So outside of the FIFA window, what can I do? And there have been a couple of acknowledgements and testaments and forwards done. One of Martin Odegaard and said that VR football has enhanced his ability. He's even gone on and said that when it comes to VR training, there's no issue when it comes to periodization, and he feels that when he turns up for national team duty, he feels on the same page in terms of responsibilities and requirements for him as a midfielder on the field of play. So think about it, the virtual reality. And I know you're going to say, Simon, when you think about the virtual reality aspect of things, you know, players are in different time zones. You know what I'm saying? And I say to yourself, yes, that is true. This is a testament from Odegaard as well. Real fun, but hard work. No physical load. Thank you, be your best for helping me train my vision and decision making during my injury period. So even players who are recovering, coming back from injury, this is a way that while they are improving in terms of recovery from injury, they at the same time are getting some tactical instructions as well. So by the time that they take the field for training, everything you could say falls into place quite smoothly. You understand the point I'm making here? Good. So think about this. Coach McLaren could say, we're going to have defenders training on virtual reality. Let's have Ethan Pinnock, Dishon Bernard, Richard King, Dexter Lembikisa, Amari Bell, Greg Lee, just defenders we're going to have. And I know you're going to say, Simon, but England is 6 hours ahead of Jamaica, for example. So what takes place is that in virtual reality for the national teams, France, Sweden, Spain, a convenient time is chosen outside of their club training time. So they would go home, they're put on the binoculars, and from there, they hear the instructions from the head coach, and they put themselves in their position and they work on simple things like maybe building out from the back, maybe defending set pieces. And these things are worked on. So by the time they come into camp for training, those principles are already set in stone. I do think virtual reality is a way is the way forward. Is it the only way? No, but I do think it is a game changer for international teams. An absolute game changer. And I must say that this concept, and especially when you look at the national teams who are using it right now, Spain, France. France, we've spoken about it going into two World Cup finals, that they've gotten two medals in the last two FIFA tournaments that they've played in. Spain now European champions as well. So clearly this is something that they have credited as well, and it's great. Norway, they're pushing to get to their first World Cup since 1998. And we can see that in the talent that they have in their squad, there's an opportunity as well. So it's compelling times for football moving forward with more technology being introduced. And for FIFA windows, for the international windows, I have to say it is an absolute game changer. An absolute game changer to have these elements, to have the elements of virtual reality using these things. I've made mention already about Borussia Dortmund using it, the Norwegian Federation, Wolverhampton Wanderers using it as well, FC Cologne using it at this point in time, NK Kelche in Eastern Europe, Copenhagen, right? West Bromwich Albion using it. Women's clubs also and players using it as well. Ben Osborne, Sheffield United. This is essentially what it looks like, but in the comfort of their home. A way forward, you have to say. An absolute way forward. And I know with Jamaican players, where players apply their trade in Asia, in England, in North America, but a time zone can be reached where if this is something that the technical staff may want, at least it's an idea that virtual reality is something that is growing, especially in Scandinavia as well and Nordic nations. they're taking this extremely seriously. VR football, what are your thoughts, folks, in terms of training sessions? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Interested to hear what you have to say about this aspect of things. So let me know how you feel, and I'm interested to hear if you think that it's something that could benefit Jamaica as well, bearing in mind the time frame that we have in camps and what can be done outside of camps once it does not overlap with the training time for players at their respective clubs. What are your thoughts? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Tell me how you really feel about it. Is it an idea that you're open to? Well, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to Reggae Boys Commentary for more content.